Hello, my name's Weston, and in this segment called Wes The Mess, I'm going to recount what happened to me last week. First, I was at my high school holiday party. I went to a boarding school in Pebble Beach, California, so they feel the need to throw fancy parties at fancy clothing stores while I'll never be able to afford their clothing. They even had a bidet. So I'm standing there drinking champagne. I'm surrounded by all these people who I haven't seen in 5 years. Can we say awesomely awkward? It was around my fourth glass that I discovered my kryptonite, champagne and high school reunions. It had been a couple of hours already, and I'd already made a girl cry, watched a classmate try and steal a bottle of champagne, and accidentally outed a fellow classmate. Ouch. It was time to go, and that's when things got even weirder. So, my friend decided that we're going to an after party and that we needed to go pick up her friend. We're walking to her friend's apartment, who I didn't know, and we get into the elevator where the doors open into someone's actual building, when all of a sudden I'm shaking hands with a former child star. In my head, I'm freaking out, I'm shaking a little. I can't believe I'm in this person's apartment. We ended up going to the party where a million people gushed over the child star, saying things like, "Oh my god, you're such a big part of my childhood," or "Were you really friends with this person?" I tried my best not to say anything, but of course, at the end of the night, I blabbed to them how much I liked their most recent work, and as far as I can say, they appreciate the compliments. And they were a lot nicer and a lot shorter in person than you could imagine. Next, as the night is ending, I'm walking home. I'm passing a couple of friends trying to put a girl into a taxi. I stop to say hello when the girl starts attacking me. She's clearly drunk and has no idea who I am. She's yelling at me as if we'd known each other all night. She starts slapping me in the face repeatedly and even starts to chest bump me, trying to provoke me to hit her. Luckily, all of those years my sisters beat me up paid off. I started blocking her slaps. But the damage was done. I had a bruised ego, and I was getting beat up by a girl. I had to walk away. Finally, as if the night couldn't get any worse, I make it to my building only to discover that my keys are missing. Tired and upset, I call a friend who lives nearby to stay with them for the night. The next day, I return to get into my apartment with a locksmith, only to discover the joys of giving up your entire week's paycheck by getting new locks. Once inside, I check my Facebook, and my friends said that they found my keys when they were leaving the holiday party. Awesome. And that concludes this week's Wes the Mess. I hope you enjoyed. And be sure to tune in next week for my new segment called Weston Lost in West Village. Thank you, and good night.